today I'm really happy to welcome you all to this final day of EFP, Engineering Foundation Program. So today we have with us our alumni. You can interact with him. And after that, we'll have our EFP quiz. So with a lot of pleasure, let me invite our alumni who is Siddartha Vinukonda. So welcome to this event.
Hi.
Yeah. So he is an electrical and electronics engineer. He was an alumni of Amrita Coimbatore campus or Recruitment campus. He was passed out, I think, in the year 2012.
Correct.
So he has a lot of experience in this field, and I know a lot of students are interested to know about what an electrical and electronics engineer can do to our society, to the people and all. So he is currently working in Honeywell. He's working as an advanced hardware engineer. His previous organization was Collins Aerospace. So you can get a lot of information, a lot of insights from him. So what are questions you have? Maybe you can type it in the chat box. We'll have a discussion today. What are you want to clear? You can ask him directly. So I welcome you once again. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. It's always good to be back home, right? It's colleges back home. So that's what I would love to. Yeah. So I would quickly introduce myself to the audience. So as Lakshmi said, I am Siddartha. I've worked I worked close to 10 years in the industry after passing out in year 2012 from our Intermediate campus in the IEEE department. So after that, I was a campus recruit for Goodrich Aerospace Systems, which became Collins Aerospace and UTC Aerospace altogether. Like it's a Collins Aerospace organization. I worked on various platforms over there. Predominantly, my working was on engine controls of an aircraft and also the electrical power system. So these are the two areas which I worked on. After then, I served there for about 9 years odd. I've moved on to Honeywell Technology Services. So here I'm working on the sensors division for both aerospace, defense, and transportation. So I'm predominantly working as a advanced hardware engineer. So my responsibility here is to design, develop, and talk to customers about what their needs are in terms of sensors, which are going into several domains, including EVs, electric air taxis, and all of that. So that's my role over here. I'm very happy. A lot of people have shown interest in my college, which I take always a proud moment for me. So anyone has any questions regarding the industry, how it is, and college, the experience and all, I'm here for the next whatever time, half an hour or 40 minutes, whatever has been dedicated to me. Yeah.
So I think we'll start our discussion, and in between we'll be able to answer the questions that students are typing in the chat box.
Sure. Yeah.
So here we have a lot of students who are interested into engineering. So maybe you can give some insights about electrical and electronics engineering, or you have already thought about maybe in your 12th and all. Yeah, it's engineering. It's there for me. Or something about that.
Sure. So after completing of my 12th, I mean, I came from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana region. So I have to, choose whether I'm going for engineering after 10th, because we didn't have a, MYPC sort of thing and all of that. So after 10th itself, I've chosen. I always had an interest in terms of aerospace. So wanted to be into the field of aerospace or defense and all of that aspect, right? So that is when I decided, okay, let me go with the engineering and those sort of things. That's when I chose, and I've joined my +1, +2, and then when time came, which college to choose and all of that, that was always a crucial step, in terms of choosing the right college and all of that. This much amount of awareness was also not there in terms of which college to choose from, which is not there. I've given several, exams after 12th, and I was in fond liking towards Amrita. I've got a couple of other things also. But in terms of, like, say, I had my kind of a relative's friend who was kind of a follower of Amritanandamai Devi. So he was, kind of telling me like, this is a good path forward and all, and I never regret it now, after joining the college. And I didn't want to, join the stream of software and be a one in hundreds and or one in thousands. So I always wanted to, stick to the field of something to do with electrical engineering and or EC in those lines and all of that. So I want to be the niche skills. Okay. So even though we have a lot of electrical engineers, so I want to be in that niche skill market. Or don't want to be in the computer science domain. So that's when I chose to go with electrical engineering. And yeah, that's a decision which has, sealed my future.
So it's like he have studied triple and he has an interest in aerospace engineering. So working with the combinations of both, I think.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
So he has reached his aim, his passion.
Correct.
So there are some type of questions from students like, what was your mark in your 12th? Means have you given the JEE examination? All those questions, that type of questions are also there. Yes, I have a question from someone about the different internships. Maybe have you done any internships or?
Yes, I happen to do a lot of, I mean, not a lot of them, I think 3 or 4 of them during my college time. So I think after second year of engineering, I got enrolled myself into there's a power plant near my hometown called KTPS. Okay, so I've done my internship over there. I call it in-plant training, not an internship altogether. We don't get paid for it, so that's where I've done my in-plant training. Followed by I've done one more short internship at BHL Hyderabad. Then I was being offered internship in my organization, which I was recruited, because I was recruited in, I think, 7th semester itself. I was, placed into this organization in college. So I was, offered to be an intern at my organization, but because I had a interest in terms of, completing my project, which I took it as my own, offspring. So I was doing a robotics related project in college. So I wanted to complete that thing. Or else if I go to internship, I have to, break this thing. So, and that too, I didn't want to miss the last 6 months of my college time, right? So that is when I've decided to, pursue my project in house. But there are a lot of opportunities for internship, especially in terms of, like, say, Honeywell, where I'm working for. Even Collins Aerospace, we have recruited a couple of interns for my team itself from Amrita. They have completed their engineering. They've completed. Now they became a trainee engineers also, and then they are pursuing their regular role. So internship opportunities are there. They are endless. A lot of things are there. A lot of things to learn also. Like, you will be able to. The only advantage of internship, what I would say, is you will be exposed to industry 6 months prior to what you are actually are going to be. Probably it might change your interest in certain ways, but yeah, that's what the internship is. Yeah.
So there are students that are asking questions related to triple itself.
Okay. Sure.
Maybe was the real-time hands-on experience in triple field available in the college?
Mhm.
Or is it started after passing out of your college?
See, whatever industry is expecting, right? Not any college in the world will ever, teach what industry is expecting. Like, in terms of like exact circuits or exact these things, no industry, no college will be having those things. So college curriculum and labs, right? We have uh, pretty good labs, right? We have all these oscilloscopes, all these signal generators. We have MATLABs workshops. We have, from basic carpentry, right, to all the way to advanced MATLAB simulations. All these facilities were there in the lab, in our college. So those things had really helped me. Like, say, I didn't I was not an illiterate in terms of using those particular things in terms of hands-on. And every particular lab in engineering, especially, will have certain amount of mini project or a major project at the end of your term. So those things we'll be utilizing the facilities which are available inside our campus. In terms of, it will teach you everything, right? So it'll teach you how do you develop a circuit from basic etching, like the PCB etching onward. So probably in industry we use like advanced things, but here we do everything basic, right? So college also there are certain things like numerical methods and all of that, which is a mathematical subject which is being taught. So you should know what a numerical method is, then only you can use that particular skills in terms of advanced MATLAB simulations which we do in industry. So always there is hands on, and it's a starting point. College is always a starting point, and which college you choose and how the base is there, it's really helpful. Yeah.
So one question is, what are the additional skills we should develop to excel as a triple E student?
Okay, additional skills is always, I don't call it additional skill, I call it a necessary skills. One is, you don't have to learn like whatever you learn, right? Everything you learn in the college maybe not will not be with your mind in your mind always, right? It's always a 8 semester, a lot of subjects and all of that. Probably you'll not remember, but you have to always remember what basics you have learned in college. So those basics, those are basics of physics. Whatever you learn in school, the same thing will be taught in college. So those basics are really important. Second thing, what I learned the most in Amrita is that apart from these things, I've also learned. I mean, I was a diehard introvert. When I came to the college, I had huge amount of stage fear and all of that. But you don't believe, like when I was passing out of college, I was being part of multiple co-curricular activities, multiple these things. I was given the best outstanding out pass out student of that 2012 for my department. I have compared in front of everyone on the stage. The Gurukala celebration, everything, like it's there. So it's like you will develop yourself from a probably a little immature adolescence when you come into college to a probably a professional to be. So those are the skills. So what I would recommend to all the young lads over here is that learn your subject, don't forget it, but apart from that, see what is offered by the college, right? Other things, some things I always miss out, right? So in our college they were offering free German classes and free Japanese classes and all that time, and free Python training. It was there for free and a lot of new things. But those things I didn't take it. I took it for granted. Now I'm learning it hard way. Like I've paid a lot of money. I'm learning them, like, so that I understand some languages, and that's something else. You have a lot of things outside. Like see, it all depends on how you portray. There are people who are good engineers, but you become a good overall engineer with a good leadership skills when you utilize all the skills which are there in an organization or in a college.
So we all know you have 10 plus years of experience in the field. So students are asking about the packages and the electrical engineering field.
Packages, it all depends on which domain you choose for. Okay. So there are, of course, the starting pay and all of that is much higher in compared to an regular ECSE guys. So I've seen, majority of the CSE guys end up with or IT related jobs end up with a 3.5 lakh package. So that is a standard across like Infosys, CTS, and all of that and all that. But when you go for a regular organizations in terms of electrical and all of that, you might your starting pay might be I think right now it's about a minimum. If you're getting into some organization like say Honeywell or Collins or Schneider Electric or ABB or these sort of things which are pure electrical and all of that, you might start with a pay of about 5 to 7, or I mean that's a base, right? It all depends on how it's there. And if you're lucky enough to be part of some organization like say something into semiconductor field like Qualcomm or something like that, or Intel, those things, probably you'll be hitting a double digit, close to like 9 or 10 in the starting way, right? So that is how the industry is. And See, along with package, there's also one more thing in terms of satisfaction, right? So I've seen a lot of people in software domain, like they jump over for salary, but they don't have a satisfaction to work in a sense. So I'll just tell you, like, say I worked in one organization for like more than 9 years. Don't you think I would have got enough opportunity to move for a higher pay? It's all like what your satisfaction. Like, say you are making your own product and you're delivering that particular product, so the package is important. Along with that, job satisfaction is also important. So that is what I would say to everyone. And so this is in terms of packages. So it all depends on how you go and what is the need. So right now, the semiconductor is on high demand. That is on high demand. Some people are paid very high, but again, that's all. You'll have everything, right? All mixed up emotions. Not just because you studied an Amrita, no one will hire you for like some 1 crore rupees or something, right? It's all you, what you skill and what you exhibit over there, and what is the need for them. That's it.
So one question is from Uttam. So
Mhm.
what's your opinion? Like it's based on whether to completely achieve your passion or to go with what you get in your future in terms of job.
Can you repeat it? I didn't get you.
It's like he's asking your opinion. It's like
Mhm.
to go ahead with your passion to completely achieve it or to go with what you get in your future. It's in terms of job.
Job, yeah. So Uttam, that's a really kind of a question which has a lot of depth into it, right? So when you have a passion, it's not always that you end up getting that particular passion, right? So everyone will have that issue in terms of see, if you look at any industry or something, right? You would have immense amount of passion because straight out of college you are a young graduate and you have lot of hmm, ambitions and all of that coming out. Okay, what I would say is if you get say say 20% of your passion also met initially, right? You can always grow any organization, at least whatever I have seen, right? Or whatever I've heard from people, there'll be some amount of passion. You can always look for whatever opportunity you always have, right? You don't have to uh, you know fight for that particular option. So there are other ways also, like say like for example, some people whoever I'll give you an example of my sister. She's a doctor now. She wanted to do a general medicine only, but she was not getting it. She didn't get it in the NEET into general medicine the first time. So she waited one more year to try. She got pediatrics. So no, I want general medicine. So she waited one more year in this. So that is there, like, because that is a field of medicine and that is ruled here. But in an engineering, it's not that way. Whatever you get, probably you can transform, or you can find a passion. Like say you work for some time, you want to learn some more thing. It's not enough this thing. So if I go for higher education there, or stuff like that, yeah, you can always have those things upon. I
There
hope
is
I have
always a
answered.
way to transform.
Always a way to transform. And see, one more thing. I mean, again, from Amrita's perspective, it's like you should always look for some amount of satisfaction in yourself, or else you'll end up with a lot of mental stress, stress and all of that coming up, and you'll not end up in satisfaction. So you can never achieve 100% satisfaction in anything. That's what you. I think everyone will have some introspective, but when you are straight from school, so it'll take some time to understand. But yeah, this is what I would say. Yeah.
So I think another question is like you have a lot of experience. Maybe which field will be there or which field will be leading maybe after 4 or 5 years. Students are thinking about their time, maybe after completing their B.Tech, which field will be dominant, whether it's mechanical or automotive or computer science or electrical, something like that type of question.
See, I'll tell you in terms of electrical and in general, right? Right now, the EV market and energy management, a lot of electric vehicles or electric taxis, those things are coming into high demand, which requires a lot of motor drives and motor drive electronics and those aspects. So there is a lot of priority or the importance for a power electronics based engineer or an electrical engineer in those aspects. Second thing is, you would have all heard, amount of semiconductor shortages. Like say someone would have booked a car and there's like 13-month waiting time, or a 1 year waiting time and all that, or your phones, they're not releasing as fast as you want them to be, or your gaming PCs are not as speed as they are supposed to be and all of that. So there's always demand for semiconductor ever. Like it's always there. These are the two fields which are there. And these two, I would say, are probably something we can vouch for after 4 years. And in terms of mechanical is always there. Like say, it's backbone of certain things. But always new material science, new these aspects are coming in, right? So a lot of composites are coming in, a lot of different standards are coming in. So that is in terms of mechanical. But coming back to your software side of it, at least my passion or whatever I could sense is data analytics, right? And cybersecurity. And these are some things which are always there, because every organization, you see a lot of nowadays wars are not fought with weapons, they're fought with thoughts, right? So cybersecurity is something which is always there and will be there. And data analytics and AI, these are two things which are still evolving, and all. But having said these things, right, the amount of market capital for these things, or the market exposure for this thing, is, I would call it, less than 1% or 2%. Okay. So if you want to reach there, I would say take your stuff seriously, you know and achieve that particular goal, if you want to fit that particular role. Okay. You put an average effort, or you this thing and all of that, and you end up you wanting, like, say, an AI or an ML, or some amount of semiconductor industry based these things. It is going to be a little difficult challenge altogether. Yeah.
So I think I could answer some of the questions in the chat box, maybe about the average salary. Now it's like 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 lakhs. And we have a girl who was placed in Google last year, and it was of 64.5 lakhs, and it was the highest salary that we had in Amrita. And I think I have some questions from students also. Maybe the best features in Amrita in accordance with faculty and studies. So students want to know about the faculty, about the study, all those things.
See, study. One thing I'll tell you, I would always tell, take it any professional education, right? I tell this to my cousins or anyone also. So teachers are there to facilitate you. That's why they're called faculty, right? They're going to facilitate you in terms of, they will teach you and they'll facilitate you to become a professional. It's not like in school they teach you and they make you understand that and all of that and all of that. So that amount of thing you don't expect from any professional institution ever. And if that is a way, you'll not benefit in the industry also, right? There's no one behind you teaching you, okay, this is what you have to do and all of that. So what I would say is, you understand the concepts what are there start in the college, right? And staff are always there in staff rooms. Some of them are residents, at least I know a few of them in Intimate who are residents, so they'll be there around, and all of that. At least when we were there, we didn't have WhatsApp to chat with the teachers and all that. I think they got WhatsApp groups and all of that, but we always have amount of these things, and with the virtual drives and all of that, right? That is there. Second thing is, you are facing some issue in terms of understanding a textbook which is prescribed. You can always go to them and ask them, okay, this is something which I'm unable to understand, can you clarify? So you have hundreds of things in your library which are associated with those things. Try to learn from that aspect of it. And those are certain things which faculty always helps you with. That is something which I liked. In terms of lab also, it all depends on what I would say is, always respect your faculty, and they treat you, for them it's all like, see, even now I am in touch with all my faculty, right? Whoever talked to me and all of that. So they still wish me on my on Children's Day. So for them, we are always there, kind of a children sort of thing and all of that. But that is always there, like how you build a rapport with your faculty and what you are trying to get from them and all of that. That is really matters. So it's both ways, and faculty is always open. That's what my understanding is all about.
One thing I already understood is when I went to I talk to teachers, like I want some alumni contact or something, I want to invite someone. So they are really happy that their students are there, and a lot of teachers are having different industry contacts. It can also help you in placements, maybe internships and all of them.
Exactly.
Yes, I can see a question from Harshal. It's like, what's the extra edge that you think you have got as an Amrita student?
Extra edges, this thing, like say in terms of transformation of myself, as I told you, like in terms of the management skills, I would say management skills, the skills to probably handle situations, right? Those things I've learned very well from college. Apart from the regular subjects, I think I've already answered that thing. But I was like, I couldn't, I was, I still remember the first day in my class. I was sitting. I still remember my roll number was 60, right? So we were going one after the one after other. I was there. So there were already 59 of us are already spoke. So my legs were shivering to speak to 60 people in front of me, right? So that is always thing. Then those things have been transformed. You have a lot of things to explore, I would call it. Like say you have clubs for everything, at least like say Anantam Maths Club. We have I mean, the club names differ in different campuses, but dance, drama, and all of that facilities are there. I've learned swimming in college. All these aspects are there. The edge over here is that you transform into a better person based on how the environment is. You don't you don't understand this concept, right? We used to strive very hard to keep our campus clean. Don't know why, right? So even now I don't throw the dust somewhere else, right? So I was walking like some of I was in third year or something. One first year student parents have come, I think, for counseling. So they have dropped a fruity dabba on the floor. It's like it became my habit. Like I just went and picked it up and put it in dustbin. I didn't think, on this say, but when they saw it, so that is a culture what our company, or our college brings in, makes it a better person. There are certain things. Not everything you may like or may not like will be available, but whatever you like, right? You try to explore that better. That I would call it.
So I think a lot of students are interested to know about the placement. Maybe something like, have you received any placement training, or what was it? Will it help you in the interview, or all those things students are asking?
See, one thing I've done my fair share of recruitment, right? In terms of hiring young engineers. So the one thing companies look for is how good they are offering themselves in terms of their etiquettes and all of that. And your soft skills play a pretty important role in terms of placement, especially for a fresher, along with your technical stuff, right? For example, I'll tell you, like Collins, we were doing a recruitment. Out of 25 was a marks cutoff marks for your this thing. So we have set up a cutoff mark of just 8 marks, right, out of 25 for the technical side of it. Because we know, like, whoever has cleared 8 months, they would have had good enough these things. So the rest of these things were typically in terms of the soft skills aspect of it. So soft skill training is always there. How do you dress up, how do you present yourself, what type of clothing you wear, and all of that. Certain aspects are there. How do you walk, how do you these things. You have mock interviews planned up in the placement cell. Maya ma'am was there for us. Like I still have contacts with her, and a lot of alumni contact also, right? See, whenever there are openings, right? Always alumni will be sending out, ma'am, we are planning to recruit 5 people into our organization. This is where it is, so this is how it is, and all of that. So that is what comes up. And a lot of faculty were ex industry guys, so who have good contacts, so they also offer some amount of placement help. Yeah, that's there. And in terms of how do you choose your projects, so sometimes we may not be able to successfully complete our project in house, so those aspects, so that placement will really help you out.
And students also want to know about the hostel life also.
Yeah,
So,
see, that is the fun part. Okay, like you will always whine about any hostel or anything you live in, right? But hostel gives you, I mean, if someone had already stayed in hostel, right, I recommend everyone in their life, like say, at least stay 1 or 2 years in hostel before you experience your life, right? So that is what it is. You'll have different types of people in your hostel. You'll be able to understand how the aspects of them are, how do you share stuff and all of that. And hostels are pretty clean. Like I would say that, like say, which other I've not seen any. I've been to NITs and all of that, right? For certain aspects and all. So every year, they paint your hostel rooms. I think that's still the practice now, because my cousin is also studying now. They keep it clean, right? You have your bathrooms cleaned up at least couple of times a day. Your corridors are clean and all of that. Food is hygienic, and it try catering to a different food different palates is always a difficult choice, that I would call it. It's a pure vegetarian food. I think in Bangalore you get egg in cafeteria, but in Itimada it's all pure veg. It's good enough. Like say, look at me, you'll think I have not eaten good enough hostel food. I'm just kidding apart, but yeah, good enough hostel food in terms of those things. But I would say than food or these things, you have your rooms and all that. And we used to have night canteens, sit together and chat about. We used to have badminton courts, indoor badminton courts. We have table tennis, basketball, and all that we used to play. A lot of things, right? That is something which I always miss in college once I come out of college. So that is always there. Hostels are really good. It all depends on how your peers are, right? So that is always there. Maybe I would call it a little strict compared to the outside hostels, but it's always really good.
so he is a recruiter also. Please note that point.
No, like see, I have recruited. That's what I'm saying. See, it's all there. Everyone, like probably, say there are some 121 of people over here. Maybe say 30, 40 of them in like 3, 4 years after their, this thing, they might go into recruitment also. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So what about the campus interviews and all? How you have managed with the stress, maybe all the things? How you managed to cope up with it? How you managed to get placement?
See, when I completed my college, I had like about 5 offers. I think 5 or 6 offers. I don't remember, but yeah, in my hand when I was coming out of college. So campus recruitment, uh, I would say, if anyone passes, right, they'll get some amount of campus recruitment. Like you just need to be passed. So one thing I will tell you is, don't take anything into stress, right? Don't stress yourself in terms of your college life or in terms of uh, campus recruitment. Maybe you'll have certain amount of these things which are really your dream companies which you would like to get it. Okay, maybe you think it, like if you don't get it, right, maybe you go work in another company. Maybe after a couple of years of experience, you'll get a better opportunity than what your dream company is. So that is what is there. And not every company can offer job to everyone, right? So it is all that particular edge they look for, right? So especially I think so campus recruitment wise, you don't have any issues in terms of core recruitments. At least that's what I would say. Software recruitments always happen, core recruitments in my this thing, and I think it's been becoming better. See, Honeywell and Collins every year they come, right? At least I know they come every year. Honeywell offers internships, Collins offers internships with these things. I mean, pandemic, there was some issue in terms of recruitment and all of that. Everyone has faced, right? But right now the markets are really good, right, in terms of job opportunities and all. So always opportunities are there. Don't stress yourself in terms of campus recruitment. College is there to train yourself, and most importantly, you yourself have confidence in your campus recruitments. You will for sure succeed, right? You should have self-confidence. That's what the college develops, nothing else. Skills and self-confidence, and how do you project yourself? Yeah.
So those students are asking about, will Google come to recruit? I think I have already mentioned last year. You can check our alumni. Sneha was placed with, that was the highest CTC for the last year. And we do offer student exchange programs. So maybe in the third year, you can try for it. So that is also there. And I hope you have received some idea, and students are also having some questions, maybe about the opportunities of EEE. So maybe in which area they'll be able to excel their career. I can see some questions.
Okay, so in terms of EEE aspects, right? So you have, I mean, initially itself there is two split. One is whether you'll go into a pure electrical side of it, like the electric machines, magnetics side of it, or the second side of it, which is the electronic side of it. So I am into the second side of it, right? So I am into the electrical side of electronic side of the EEE side, right? So over here we have a lot of electrical side. When you go, I think some questions are coming up between EEE EC difference also. So when you go with electrical side of it, you have these machines, the motor drives. Motor drives again come in both sides. So the motors, generators, these high end power systems and all of these are there, and renewable market is out there, right? So everyone wants to end fossil fuels, right? So that is a dream for almost generations together, right? So every company wants to achieve carbon neutrality, right? 2035 India wants to achieve carbon neutrality, or 2050 some countries want to achieve carbon neutrality. So how do you do that? So how do you interface these things? So high HVDC systems, high voltage DC systems, and I mean, I know some of you may not get these words, but probably you Google it out, right? You have all those things. So HVDC systems are there. DC machines and electrical generators, power transmission. This is one side of the field, which is always there. Second part is the electronic side. So here we have, majority of the regular electronics, I would call it mixed signal design. So that's where I'm going into, wherein you have to work with different systems like system engineering and all of that. And you have any other things like in terms of semiconductors, right? Semiconductors also you have, lot of niche skills, right? So everything. So you have to explore them, like what is your interest out of them. And second thing is your ASIC design, VHDL, right? That is also which will help you into those things. So these are kind of a broad spectrum in terms of these things. And you have energy management as one thing, which is like EV. You would have seen like Ola scooters burning out, things burning out. People are struggling, right? Trying to fix that particular issues. Even today, like just before this particular meeting, I had my office meeting. We were discussing about battery management systems for your electric vehicles and electric air taxis. So how it is going to be done and all of that. So there are market opportunities, but if you are able to hit the peak, I would call it semiconductors, VHDL, that is those are really on the high end. And renewable is kind of, you get your sense of satisfaction that you're trying to save world. Maybe in terms of perks and benefits, right, it's not that high, but that also matters, right? There are friends of mine who skipped this Qualcomm sort of jobs and ended up joining a renewable energy things, like Saffron or something like that. So they wanted to work on wind turbines and all of that. So that is there. In any part of industry, it's always learning, right? You become your own student forever. So that you be yourself, that is what I see. Because I am also learning a lot of new things today, like every day. That is always there. Yeah.
So maybe a question like role of technology in the field of electrical and electronics at this point of time.
Okay. So role of technology in terms of this thing, um, you can call it. See, every industry is evolving, right? So it's like in aerospace industry till now we are using just single core processors, right? In your phones and all of that, you are using multi-core, quad core, and all of that coming in. So still using single cores. Probably that's what has been taught in college also, MPC 555 something like that. That's what we are using. Now the technology is evolving towards a multi-core design and all of that, right? So that is there, and also we use some high-end stuff, right? The DDR5, DDR6 RAMs and all of that, which are integrated. So technology is always evolving. The size of chip is reducing, right? So we have a 4 nanometer, 3 nanometer, 1 nanometer. Like we want to achieve that particular thing. Make everything in a smaller package. Right now, see, whatever I'm working on, one of the project is in terms of a flow meter for your IV, like so your IV lines, right? So you have your IV lines or your glucose lines in college, in your hospitals. So we are integrating everything into a Bluetooth controlled thing for your nursing station, right? So right now we are trying to make it discrete, and the size of that particular circuit is the size of your probably your smartphone, 5-inch smartphone. Now we are trying to make it into a small package so that it becomes reusable, disposable always. So that is amount of technology. So it's I would say technology is the base. No, the basics are the base. Technology is always the stepping stone for your growth or the industry going forward. So if you have any specific question in terms of which technology and all of that, I can answer. But this I would say overall, this is the thing.
Maybe students are asking something about PG also. So it's like, is PG necessary maybe after?
See, it all depends on how you do that, right? So certain things, some aspects I would say yes, some aspects you would love to get a PG, especially I would say like PG in terms of power electronics is one thing. PG in terms of VLSI or VHDL is something which is high. These are things which are there in terms of electrical engineering, and probably PG in terms of advanced communications or stuff like that, or PG in terms of data analytics. These are there, right? So these are always an added advantage. Okay, when you come back to how much the industry offers you, right? That is also matters. So I would tell Collins Aerospace offers, I think, 6.5 or 7 lakhs, or I'm not sure how much is it for a direct graduate, and offers just 50,000 more for your PG graduate. Okay, but a PG graduate might grow faster. Maybe that PG skill is also added up, but it also reserves yourself, right? So if you have that much amount of clarity in terms of, okay, this is only thing which I want to do further in terms of VHDL coding the whole life, right? So that time go with your PG. If you don't have that particular clarity, don't do your, I mean, I don't call it don't do a PG, but I would say it's not really, because again there you'll be choosing like which branch would I take. So and all of that. So that creates a lot of internal conflict among yourself, saying that okay, I should have chosen the other thing, I should have chosen. So it really helps you in terms of if you are able to achieve that particular clarity, right? That is really helpful. Yeah.
So I think it was a wonderful part, and you have answered a lot of questions from our students.
Sure.
I think we were able to, now the marks and schemes have changed. So it's not okay to ask him what marks he has scored and all. So it's totally different. All the schemes are different, and he's a really experienced person in industry. So I just want to ask you the last question. Maybe any bit of advice or maybe any instruction to our students when they are going to choose a particular career, or when they're looking for maybe something related to job and all.
Yeah. So in terms of job, when you're looking for, right? So at least, um, see, you are bound to have two options, right? When you choose a triple E or a core fields, right? One is you want to explore in terms of core or software. Okay. So get that clarity. So CSE guy can not do a triple E job, but a triple E guy can do a CSE job, right? It's always there, right? So again, in terms of what they have learned and all of that, that is a different and how much struggle. Like say, everyone is very fancy, right? Qualcomm is offering 12 lakhs for a fresher and all of that. So you have to see how much that 12 lakhs is, how much they are minting it back in terms of industry. No one is, ready to give you a 1 lakh rupees per month without, extracting at least 2 lakhs rupees of worth of salary back from you in terms of work. So it all depends on how the cycle time of your projects are. Like say, you are seeing like, okay, new phone is releasing every 3 months. Okay. So when you are seeing a new phone releasing every 3 months, imagine the engineers who are working behind them, right? How effectively or how much is there. So when you are choosing a career, again, it's not something which my words. I think people would have heard from Jack Ma, right? So Jack Ma, Alibaba guy and all. So try to find out something of your interest in the first 5 10 years of your 5 years of your career is what they say. Maybe you'll not get enough opportunities to move forward and all of that. Try to make use of whatever opportunities you have already have. Aim for your that niche skill, whatever I said, right? The top thing, whatever is there, you aim for it. Okay, don't be disappointed if you don't hit that apex. If you're getting somewhere below that also, it's fine. You always have a next step. Either you want to do a PG, go ahead. If you want to start working in an organization, probably learn better things and move to a different organization, that is always there. Option is there. Okay, that is something which is there. But whatever you are doing, you learn yourself, whatever you understand these things. One thing is, there is always someone to readily to replace you in an industry. Be ready for that particular thing. So none of us, maybe some of you have your own businesses, some of you have your own parents working in terms of government employees, wherein you're bounded for these particular things. You always have market ups and downs, and companies, 99% of the companies will recognize talent, right? Will recognize talent, and so always excel in whatever you're doing. That is what it is there, right? And whichever opportunity comes, right, in college or any elsewhere, try to grab that particular thing. So it's okay to be jack of all trades, right? That's what I would say.
So
Yeah, someone ILAQQ, someone. That's what it's correct. Right.
So I think we have come up with a lot of topics, and students who are asking about the coding details. So we do have coding clubs, and we do have different programs which can help you in learn the coding, how you should do coding and all those
See,
things.
of course, I mean, I just want to add, see, something which I missed out in college, I would like to ask every one of you to do. There was a person, I forgot his name. Okay. He was a MTech guy. He used to have long hair, right? So he used to always come to class and say, I'm teaching you guys Python, please come and learn and all that, right? So we used to be like, go, you want to go play football. That's what we were, having that thing. Play football. Don't skip that particular thing. Play all your games. Go for swimming. Go around the campus. Sleep everywhere. All of them are there. Be bounded by whatever rules and regulations set up by the college. But apart from that, try to learn what are extra is there. So that is always there. See, uh, um,
Now
every
we know
industry, yeah,
what Python stands. Now we know where Python stands and what's the
exactly.
importance.
Right. See, some things are some things. See, I'm telling you, one of my cousin is studying in Amrita, Bangalore. I understand right now. See, industry, we used to write a lot of stuff, in paper, hand, and all of that, and all of that. See, using of tools like Excel, right? The basic Excel and your macros in Excel, that really takes you simplifies your role, right? So those things are there, and HTML, basic HTML, these are skills which are not, to be observed by only the CSE guys. Okay, I would say Python, basics of C language, which I think will be taught for everyone. Even though, I mean, no one uses C language outside, right? But everything is based out of it. Okay, if you are going in those lines, Python is very simple. If you are getting opportunity to learn that particular thing, if you have opportunity to learn a regular language, the speaking language, at least we used to have German and I think
Now
Japanese that
also
time.
we have that
Yeah,
different
so
language.
go ahead. It was free, like why? See, now I have spent 25,000 to get the German A2 thing. Just that, it's free and these things. Join as many clubs as you can. Okay, but I think you'll have certain things. You don't have to be a 9 pointer always, right? That is always something there. See,
There's always some basic criteria in
ah
recruitment.
see, I was being given the best outstanding student for my batch. Okay, but I was never I'd never had 9 pointer. Okay, I mean only couple of, I think 1 or 2 semester I had 9, so I think I was at 8 point something. But I had like some 40 or 50 co-curricular activity certificates with me when I was going, right? So that is something which I've learned, right? So there's no difference. Like say a 9 pointer, this thing, maybe that one particular question in that particular exam is what matters, right? Try to target for a the above average terms of study. Uh, and I think now they have made it mandatory to understand an IEEE paper or something to get your distinction certificate.
Yes.
So that also gives an industry exposure, right? So why they are calling for papers and all that, that is there. But don't be disappointed if there is no papers, like, right? Some of them papers, if you write, no, they may be published or may not be published. Some of them which are published, you feel like, is this what it is, right? But some of them, oh, this is what is happening. So it's like an eye-opening moment which is there. So those things are there. So happily enjoy whatever you are studying in terms of professional and these things. Yeah.
Yes, there are a lot of extracurricular activities.
I will tell what all I've done. See, I was there in drama club. I was there in I was the president of Anantam club. I was there in astrophysics club. I was there in the quiz club. I was department cultural head for my this particular thing. I was there for Gokulashtami. I was there for Anokha. So that's when we started. The logo of Anokha and the text and all that Helvetica font, these things. I was a multimedia head for that Anoka. I was a core company. A lot of things are there. Like, you guys go ahead and do whatever you
You
want.
have really enjoyed the whole 4 years. That's it.
Yes, 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 yes. That's what I would say.
So
Yes, there is always time for everything, right? See, you will never have, like, see, classes, they say 8 to 4, right? So you'll always have some breaks in between the classes. And maybe not in first or second year, right? But other times you always have certain amount of breaks. So maybe only 3 classes a day, or a class and a lab a day, stuff like that, as evening classes. And you'll have club events every day happening. And if you are having a good contribution, no, your department really encourages you by giving you an OD, right? So those things. But there are people who misuse that and don't use that. But that's what I would recommend. And if you can, even if you're from Coimbatore or Bangalore or from Amritapuri or those things, stay in hostel. That is a recommendation I would give. You learn, like, don't be mama's boy or like that, but just stay in hostel. You learn a lot of things.
so
And
I
yeah,
yeah.
though, I mean, some people, like, say, at least I know in Bangalore there are a lot of PGs around that thing. Don't stay in PG. What will you get in that PG? Nothing. Like, stay in hostel, right? You'll be, I don't know how is the outing systems and all now. You'll be waiting for that thing. Go watch these things and all that. That's really good. Enjoy your food outside. Stay this thing.
So we do offer help in this educational loan and all, and which campus, it's completely according to you. Campuses are open. You can go and visit each and every campus. You can talk with different people, then you can decide on it. So thank you so much, Siddharthi, for coming, and it was
Sure,
really
sure.
wonderful. And all this,
Yeah.
I hope all the students have received a lot of information.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And
Sure.
we have one more part here. It's just a quest for the students. So I'll be posting the link in the chat box. So you can just go and type it. I mean, just go and write the quest. So I think the link is up.
Okay, then I'll be
Yeah.
dropping off.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
Bye.
for coming. And it was really
All the
wonderful.
best. All the
Yeah.
best. Bye.
Bye. So I think you have received the link and you can click on it. You can complete the test. So thank you so much. And I hope this was really helpful. And please try writing it. This will be open for another 15 minutes. So please try to complete it as soon as possible. And I'll be here for the another 15 minutes, maybe up to 7:15. So if you have any doubts, if you're not able to get the link and all, you can wait. I'm posting it again also in the chat box. So you can just click on it, you can complete it. It's a really simple test for my understanding about how much you have achieved or how much you understood about the past 4-day class. And I hope the session with our alumni was also helpful for you. And maybe he's a really experienced person who does recruitment and also maybe you have received lots of information from his side. So please click on the link and complete the test. If you face any difficulty, please type in the chat box. So I'm here to help you.